Hey guys, I'm currently on break. I have 5 patients, 1 admission, and it's my first day of orientation on nights. I'll explain more to you guys when I get home.
So far tonight, it actually hasn't been too bad. I mean, knock on wood, it stays like this, but every other night I've been here, the ratios have been terrible. I'm talking 8 to 9 patients each nurse. And to make matters worse, they don't even have an overnight unit clerk. So essentially, all of us have to do the admissions process, something typically the unit clerk would do. So yeah, it's just added workload and, taking into account how many patients we have, combined with that, combined with the lack of supplies, it's not easy. Oh man.
Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a while since we last posted and there's a reason for that.
So what we ended up doing is taking on a local travel nurse contract. Luckily it's close by, so this is the beginning of many more contracts we're gonna take. And so far it hasn't been horrible. We've just been really busy. We've been wanting to make a YouTube video for the longest, just been putting it off. And unfortunately our schedules are literally like the opposite. So we finally have a few days off together, which is rare. And we're gonna make this video for you guys.
So we accepted a night shift contract for 3 shifts a week. And honestly, the best thing about this contract is the fact that it's local. We actually get to save money, stay at home, and that's been amazing so far. So we didn't have to worry about, finding an Airbnb, which could be pretty pricey. So the hospital itself has been quite an experience. Compared to our staff job, the nurse to patient ratio is definitely a little higher than what we expected, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we can get anywhere from 6 to 9 patients, but to be honest, it's usually 7 to 8, which, it's a lot. It is a med-surg floor, so I know med-surg floors, you tend to get more patients overall. Previously, I was in a step-down unit, so that was totally different. It would be like usually 3 patients, but I know Kevin had previously worked in a med-surg floor, and I think you guys usually got 6 patients mostly?
Yeah, typically we wouldn't go above 6 patients over at the previous hospital we worked at. That's been a surprise, but honestly, the hospital is really understaffed. And it's only us 2 and another traveler that started with us as well. Thankfully though, they've been adding a little more travelers, so the ratios are improving. So far when speaking to other experienced travelers, they tell us basically that New York is not the prime location for travel nursing, especially when it comes to nurse to patient ratio and just overall environmental work conditions. I'd say so far the experience has been definitely a good learning experience, especially for our first contract. And from here on out, we're looking to just continue to learn and grow, and hopefully land something better in California in the future. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the plan. We definitely want to go to California next. I know initially in our video, our first video we posted on YouTube, we did speak about how we quit our staff job and how our plans were to go to California for travel nursing. But again, we ended up landing this local travel contract instead, which has worked out well so far. But we definitely want to go out there to California. I keep hearing great things. Even the people at this hospital have told me, oh, why are you here? Just go to California. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually what I want to do. So we're almost done with this contract. We are a little bit over halfway. So almost there. I'm excited to be done and feel accomplished that we did it, and bring you guys along with us in our journey.
We're excited to show you guys the rest of our journey and also give you guys just a detailed explanation as to what travel nursing entails, because I feel like from the videos we've watched, a lot of times travel nursing is very glamorized, and in our experience so far, it's definitely not the glitz and glamour that you see. Of course, the money itself is definitely better than what you're paid as a staff nurse. I will say we're definitely making almost double what we made as a staff nurse. But then again, as we said, the nurse to patient ratio has been higher. So we've definitely been working our asses off.
I definitely agree with that. That's something that I realized watching, YouTube videos and just seeing things in social media overall about travel nursing. It did excite me, and I was so excited to become a travel nurse. And although, don't get me wrong, it is great, and personally I would say I prefer it over being a staff nurse. Nothing bad about staff nurses at all, but I'm just saying, for my personal preference. However, just this is our first travel experience, and I would say it's definitely not all it seems to be as people make it. It makes it sound like everything's great, you're getting paid well, but even if you're getting paid well, you're still really working for it, and you're not going to be in the most prime environment. There's going to be a lot of things that you have to do because they're short-staffed, and it is stressful. So just keep that in mind. And there's So many things we could speak upon that, and we do want to make a video specifically geared towards, you know, what to look out for when you're a new travel nurse.
Yeah, especially for first-time travelers like us, there's a lot that we weren't aware of, especially when it came to speaking out for yourself and advocating for yourself, because I think that's definitely something you have to do as a traveler, because as a traveler, a lot of things are kind of thrown at you that typically as a staff nurse probably wouldn't be thrown at you. So for example,
for me, my first night working alone, I had 9 patients, including an admission. And the way that I was told I was getting an admission, guys, I was in the middle of a med pass. I was really busy, and they're like, hey, Madeline, ED is on the line for you. And I was like, whoa, I'm getting an admission? They're like, yeah. I was like, oh man, okay. So I had to go take the call and get an admission. I know we're told that we can't refuse a patient, but that was a busy night and I wasn't the only one getting an admission. So that was just an example of how you should advocate for yourself if you can.
Yeah, I think another important thing is to find out what kind of patient acuity is the norm for that specific unit you're assigned to. That's one clear example of knowing when to speak out, and if you feel something is off or you feel like you're put in an unsafe position, especially if you're worried about your license, question it and bring it up to the charge nurse and advocate for yourself, because at the end of the day, we worked our asses off for these licenses, right? And the last thing we want to do is put them in jeopardy.
Another thing is to have a good relationship with your recruiter. Luckily, our recruiter is really, really nice, super helpful. And we did have some doubts in the beginning, and we had communicated that to our recruiter. We addressed our concerns and he was able to help us, and obviously we're still here, but it is just good to know that you have someone, you know, if you want to ask questions to or clear things up with, you have that backup. And we definitely feel that with our recruiter. So definitely, guys, that's really important. Find yourself a recruiter who is helpful, and if you don't have a helpful recruiter, let the travel agency that you're using know that you want to switch your recruiter out, or ask people who are their recruiters, and if they're good, they can always tell you their information and you can message them directly yourself.
So definitely one big thing, just I guess the biggest takeaway from all this is not being afraid to openly communicate any concerns you have, be it on the floor or with your recruiter, with whatever agency you're working for. I know it's a lot, especially for someone who's doing travel alone, because I would only imagine if I was doing this completely by myself, I would have been a little more intimidated, but it's definitely been helpful having a partner doing this with me.
Speaking of, although we're both doing med-surg, we thought we were going to be on the same floor, and nope, we have not worked together, not once. So originally we were supposed to be on the same floor. We signed on for that, but right away they put me on a floor above him. And it is a bigger floor, actually. My floor, for some reason, it's 2 units put together. That's considered a whole floor. So there's up to like 52 beds or something like that. It's like half surgery floor, half med surg. Next time, I hope that me and Kevin are able to be on the same floor. That would be super fun. And just being able to have that support, which again, I know we're lucky for that, and not everybody does have that option, and they do this alone, which props to you guys, because I can only imagine how lonely it feels, especially leaving the comfort of your home and actually packing your bags and, you know, getting on an airplane and going somewhere to a totally new territory. Like, props to you guys for sure.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions at the end of the day, we'll be happy to answer any of them. Just comment down below. And also, if you notice the camera was a little shaky, sorry about that. I don't have my tripod, so I've been holding this in my arms, and this phone's a little heavier than I thought it'd be. It's been fun catching up with you guys and updating you, and we hope to continue doing that in the future as well.
And sorry guys, if you can hear the steam in the background, it's still chilly outside, so that's been going on and off.
Hope you guys stay safe and take care.
See you guys next time.